So the other day, I went to a bodega, and I ordered a sandwich, as you do. And when I ordered my sandwich, the line cook started harassing me for my choice of sandwich. And then he proceeded to have the rest of the bodega join in on making fun of my sandwich choices. I was upset, so I wrote this song. Everyone has opinions, most of yours are wrong. Gotta set the record straight, that's why I wrote this song. Whenever I go to the deli, I get funny looks. Everyone is judging me, even the line cooks. Condiments deserve bread that's stable, something strong but never dry. I don't need whole wheat or even poppy seed. Gotta have my sandwich on some rye. I'm not even Jewish, but I love rye. And they just ripped me to shreds. Like, ripped. It was the Lower East Side. I don't think I had any cultural capital to order rye, but I did, because it's the best. It's also very healthy, which makes lots of sense. It can really fill you up, because it's super dense. And I have all kinds of options to put in my tummy. The common bond is that they're all gluten-free, because I'm gluten-free too. Condiments deserve bread that's stable, something strong but never dry. Don't need whole wheat or even poppy seed. Gotta have my sandwich on some
I went to get a haircut the other day, and the lady said that I had nice hair. So I just walked out. I was at a party one time, and some dude came up to me, and he was like, "Yo, man, you look like a Neanderthal." And I was like, what? Like the long hair, I had a beard at the time. And he was like, "No, you have a prehistoric jaw." Like, I didn't know that they made jaws that underdeveloped anymore. Really? Like, I didn't know that jaws could come like that. Anybody like vacuuming out there? Vacuuming's my favorite chore, because it's the only chore that drowns out the sounds of my crying so that my roommates can't hear it. I was recently stopped at a reduced speed ahead sign. Which kind of messed up my head. Because what's more reduced than being stopped? I started to freak out. Was I about to go back in time? I can't relive my past. Nothing happened though. It was all over right there. I was on the subway one time, and some dude came on, and he was like, "Excuse me, everyone, I need a charger. My phone is dead. I am not homeless." Which, like, at the time, I had a portable charger in my backpack. But why did he have to diss the homeless? You know, you could have just asked for a charger like a normal person. And also, dude, if you have a house, shouldn't you have some outlets? If you guys quote a Bible verse, can you please say spoiler alert? I still haven't read it yet. I was driving down the street and I saw this flag hanging from somebody's house, and it said, "Support your police." Which, like, really confused me. Because, like, don't we pay taxes? How else could you support somebody besides paying their salaries? I don't even have somebody who pays my salary. That's dope. That's a lot of support already. I graduated from college about a year ago. It's about a year ago because now it's over 2. I majored in digital media production, which, if you don't know what that means, it's just a fancy way of saying unemployment. Anybody got a good job out there? Clap your hands if you got a good job. Yeah. Do you have one for me? No, seriously, this is me networking.
I get you volunteer time.
That's pretty good. I'll talk to you after the set. Hey, everybody, you ready for your first comic? Hey, I swear he's real funny. He's funnier than me. Give it up for your first comic of the evening. He's a local legend. Give it up for Andreas Louisu!
Thank you. Give a hand for your host, all the talent you've seen. How are you guys doing? That was a lot. I'm not in a relationship, which I think is funny because I always look like I'm going through the worst breakup. You know? Like garbage every day. You know? My friends and family are baffled every time they look at me. They're like, "Oh my God, look at Andreas. What, did he get dumped this week?" No, he just doesn't believe in himself. I actually like older women though, because the only females that compliment me are my mom's friends. I'm just gonna call it bluff, you know? They keep throwing them at me, like they don't think it's affecting me, you know? I just come down the stairs, she's having tea with my mom, she's like, "Oh my God, Andreas, you're so handsome." I'm like, "You wanna get out of here?" She's like, "Let's do it right here, make your mom watch it right here." So, I don't want to be a comedian anymore. The thing I don't like about it is like I can't laugh at jokes anymore. Like I'm numb to verbal humor because I'm around it so often, you know. I know how the magic trick works, so like it takes a lot for me to laugh now. Like now I can only laugh if I'm watching a video of like parents telling their kids they were adopted. That's what it takes. That or they're getting a divorce. In the end, if they're crying, it's all the better. You know? All right, thank you. Don't try comedy. I went to the drugstore the other day. Had to get allergy medication. Isn't it ironic our primary visit to a drugstore is to buy something that'll make us feel better, yet they also carry everything that'll make you feel sick, right? like I'm in one aisle, there's Advil, Benadryl, Tylenol, and the aisle over, there's cheese doodles, a National Treasure DVD, a National Treasure 2 DVD. What's with all these awful movies? I came in here to forget my headache, now I remember the vacation day I wasted because I took a chance on Ghost Rider, you know? This is bad. I went to go see a psychic for the first time because I like to live dangerously. I don't believe in palm readings from my standpoint, so I couldn't just change that about myself going in, you know? So like from my standpoint, I was paying someone $15 to tickle my hands. That's what it was, essentially, right? It did feel pretty good, though, I'm not gonna lie. Any stranger touching any part of your body feels amazing. Have you noticed? But it has to be a stranger. You can't do it to yourself. Like, you ever go to a barber and right before he cuts your hair, he just runs his fingers through. He's like, so what are we gonna do with you? I'm thinking a lot more of that. Please don't stop. I'll tip you 40%, whatever you want. Just keep going. 5 more minutes. I'm not very good socially. Like I want to get better at small talk, just making connections with strangers. So I told myself like the only thing I'm gonna do to impose small talk is if I see an obvious similarity I have with that other stranger, so we can go off on. So with me, I'm left-handed, right? So if I see someone else who's left-handed, I'm gonna start at something, you know. One time I was shopping and I was leaving and the guy was checking my receipt and I saw he was marking it with his left hand. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna say something. So I go, hey, I'm left-handed too. And he says to me, that means we're smart. Now, I'm giving you some context. This was a Walmart clerk checking my receipt for a gift card I bought to Red Lobster at Store Credit, face value. So in my head, I don't know which one of us is stupider, you know? You can't say that out loud, that's not how you make friends. So I just gave him a fist bump and I walked away. That was that. I went to community college. You can tell, yeah. I went for like 3.5 years, which is not how long you're supposed to go for if you've heard of community college, right? The plan is you go for 2 years and then transfer. Or option B is you attend a semester and you realize you're better at distributing heroin in your old neighborhood. At that point, I wasn't even going for education. I was trying to find the girl who was just as ambitious as I am, you know, wearing like a pair of shoes that belong to two different pairs of shoes, you know, at the same time, or more my speed, I think. You know, I don't know. It's pretty emphasized, like, you know, because community college gets a bad rep, and it was pretty emphasized how dumb the staff thought we were. Was when I saw an out-of-order bathroom, and the way they let us know it was out of order was they put a sign on a filing cabinet, and then they put that filing cabinet in front of the bathroom door. You guys understand what I'm saying? You know, when something's out of order, they let you know with a sign. They made that sign, but they also had to put an obstacle in between what they didn't want us to use, you know? It's like, these idiots can't read. We tried to sign alone last year. Someone peed in the sink, you know? You remember seeing the out-of-order sign, the sign outside of a community pool that says no diarrhea in the pool? And you're like, wait, someone did that and they had to make that sign? If someone did that at the pool at my campus, they would make that sign, but they would also put a tarp over the pool. All right, no more swimming team, you idiots can't handle it. Apparently Jerry thinks it's an open toilet or something. Closure. All right. I went to therapy, but I only went long enough till they told me what was wrong with me. You know, I had an answer to give for people that asked. For years I didn't have it. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I hope he finds out this week because it's costing my parents a fortune." So he told me, he's like, "You got Asperger's, you're on the spectrum." You know, I'm very like, I think a lot about my speech and even basic motor skills. Like if you look at me from far away, it kind of looks like someone's controlling me with a remote in another room. Doesn't look organic, you know? Like if I were to articulate it, like in my head, I resurrected Stanley Kubrick, and I'm starring in his new movie, and I have the pressure of him giving me direction. Like he's considered the greatest filmmaker of all time. He's only made 12 movies, and he wants me in his next one. It's like, fuck, that's a lot. All right. So I could wake up one morning, and he's like, all right, today I need you to go to IHOP and eat pancakes by yourself. And I'm driving, I'm like, yeah, I could do that, you know? But then I start second guessing myself. I'm like, wait, how do I eat pancakes? Am I gonna do this right? You know? I think I'm gonna mess it up. Guys, thank you so much.
The TV.
Turning on TV.
Go to recently watched.
Going to recently watched.
Go to season 4, episode 4 of Dr. Pol.
Play season 4, episode 4 of Dr. Pol. Oh, great.
What?
Nothing?
No, what?
Why do we have to watch an old man stick his arm up a cow's rectum?
He's a vet. Put on Chicago Med.
Putting on Chicago Med. Oh my, this woman just ripped the umbilical cord from her body. My imaginary vajayjay is scarred.
Alright, okay, I've got a better one. Put on This Is Us.
Putting on This Is Us. A show that isn't gruesome, but makes me question every emotional feeling in my body. This is we, I mean them. I mean a story about these people. Those guys on the screen, right there. Yeah, them. This is us, but it's actually all about them.
Really?
Yes, really. Characters that are literally too selfish to see outside of their own realm of bullshit. Let's all constantly think about the dead father, even though it's already season 3. Come on, Jack, how long do we have to mourn you? I mean, your death was so February of 2018. Am I right?
Oh, be quiet!
Hey, Jack, season 2 called. They want their shitty mustache back. Ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha. I'm so over it.
Oh my god, I'm so over you. It's a beautifully written show with likable characters, okay? There's something seriously wrong with you.
There's something seriously wrong with me. How about the fact that you're sitting here channel surfing alone because you haven't been able to get over Mark, who dumped you more than a year ago?
That's none of your business.
The longest relationship you've been able to keep is with Ben and Jerry's.
I've had long, pleasant relationships in the past, okay?
Oh yeah? With who? Dr. Pol? Ha ha, ha ha.
Alright, thanks. Jesus Christ, at least I can go out in the real world and experience things. You're just a computerized voice trapped in some Samsung TV.
Wow, you're right. I don't know how to live. Maybe I'm so miserable because I try to vicariously live through you and your life sucks.
Thanks.
No, seriously, your life is terrible.
Okay, we get it. Move on.
You've watched 23.57 hours of TV a day. If that doesn't say lonely, I don't know what does.
Then put on what you want to watch.
Putting on what I want to watch. No, not that one. What about, oh yeah, no, wait, yes,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. It's not that easy, is it?
putting on, This Is Us.
Big wheels outside my.
Give it up for that sketch! You got another hilarious comic coming to the stage for y'all tonight. Give it up for the very funny Tanya Lewis!
Thank you guys very much. Good evening. I got drunk last night on vodka and pineapple juice. I wanted the feeling of throwing up on a tropical island. I was driving in Manhattan after midnight. I said, there's some crazy drivers out there. And then it occurred to me they're all as drunk as me. Threw out my bag a couple of weeks ago. Still hurts. But it does bring me one step closer to achieving my career goal of total disability. I did lose my job, actually. But the police called, said they found it in India. So I've gone on some interviews lately. First interview, I think the interviewer, she was like 12 years old. She asked me that typical question, where do I see myself in 5 years? And I said, probably teaching you about your period. I got a job in an office, learned a brand new phrase. Good morning. Is that a prediction? I don't know. I guess you guys are not awake yet to figure that one out. All right. So I was raised in a Jewish household. I gotta say I'm not as good at cooking as I am at sending the food back. My father, he was an undercover cop. We couldn't get him out of bed. My mother, she taught 5th graders in the South Bronx. I want to say her students were slow at learning math, but fast at removing car stereos. My brother, he was always into bossy women. He got remarried. Now on his welcome mat, it reads, under new management. So in high school, I was voted most likely to work part-time. So far, so good. Oh, yeah. I wanted to get back into shape. So this year, I joined 2 softball teams. And boy, do I get a workout when we play each other. I was watching one of those exercise videos, and the woman on the TV said, if at any point you can't take it, if it's too hard for you, just do what I do. Think about your happy place. Like, my happy place is being out on the ocean somewhere, windsurfing. And I thought, Jesus, even in this lady's fantasies, she's exercising. So I was thinking, at this point, I want to get my uterus removed so I can make more room for cheese doodles. I like to keep up on current events. It seems that the Me Too movement has still got some people frazzled. Take dating. Now people have to pay attention to all those nonverbal cues they didn't notice before, like screaming. Jumping out a window. Bernie Sanders just co-sponsored a bill to target restaurants like McDonald's to start paying a living wage. That surprised me. I never realized McDonald's was a restaurant. I thought it was a laxative. Got my fortune read by a dyslexic psychic. She told me about the past. I went to a temp agency, but it was already gone. I won first place in a communist pie baking contest, and so did everyone else. A little bit about my dating life. I tend to like older men. My friends think it's because I have daddy issues, but I think it's because I have money issues. I knew I was into older men when at 14 all my celebrity pinups were in black and white. Unfortunately, I also tend to be attracted to unavailable men. It doesn't work out, I don't have that many dates, but at least I don't have to change my plans. I did date a professional man. He dumped me with 2 weeks' notice. Went out with a cheap guy. We played doctor. He charged a copay. For a while, I was living with an Eskimo. Till the housing crisis. He didn't foreclose on the house. It just melted. I guess I should go to my darker stuff. Crowd to crack, huh? It's not warped enough yet. Well, my ex-boyfriend, he suffered from Tourette syndrome. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, sometimes it causes people to experience involuntary muscle movements. Like it caused my boyfriend to fuck other women. He always liked to call when he was stuck in traffic. It's funny, I guess the feeling of irritation really reminded him of me. He also loved to make me laugh right before I had an orgasm. It was amazing, he knew exactly when to call me. All right. This young guy called me a cougar. I said, well, maybe, but one that needs to be put to sleep. He asked me, what's the craziest thing I've ever done for someone I love? I said, easy, memorize their phone number. I was on Facebook Messenger, and this dude from Istanbul, he messaged me. He says, I like you and I want to get to know you better. I said, which one is it? He said, well, I like to be your friend. I said, that's fine, and you got perfect timing, because I need a ride to the airport. But he ignored that. He just sent me some pictures of some digital flowers. I said, thank you very much, very sweet, but I can't accept these, I'm allergic. He said, what, to flowers? I said, no, to douchebags. So I've been doing my part to fight global warming by being a cold bitch. Getting back to my career right now, I did some more interviewing. You know, I got to get to work, and this one manager said, we really like you, we'd love to hire you, but first you got to pass a drug test. I said, well, that poses a problem. He said, what's that? I said, well, I wasn't planning on doing this job sober. Or the interview, for that matter. I do work part-time at a bar, and we have this hot bartender, and he says to me a few nights ago, Tanya, you know, if I wasn't married with 4.5 children, I would take you in the bathroom and have you do terrible things. I said, do you mean like clean it? All right, that's my time. I'm Tanya Lewis. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Tanya Lewis, everybody! We got another song for your musical guest. Give it up for Bert Piper!
So I don't want to get too political here, but there's about 37 people running for the Democratic nomination in 2020. One of those 500 people is New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. And if you're anything like me, you think he's awful. And to prove that point, CNN did a story last week about how the week before he launched his campaign, he did like some test out stuff by going to Iowa, and he went to a diner to hold like a campaign event to like gin up support and get excited. 0 people came, and he gave a speech. It was the most depressing thing I've ever seen, and I watched every second of it. In fact, it's on repeat on my YouTube channel. Anywho, this is empty booths at empty diners. My homage to Bill de Blasio. There's a campaign that shouldn't have started. Let's try again. There's a campaign that shouldn't have started. This primary drags on and on. Empty mayor's house in New York. Bill de Blasio has gone. Up to New Hampshire flew his jet plane, and then to Iowa the same. He was ready for supporters, but supporters never came. From the table in the corner, he could see an empty room. Still he rose with his voice ringing, and I can hear him now, the very words that he had said. It was Jeb Bush from 2016, so depressing. And he said, please clap. And no one clapped because no one was there. Oh, New Yorkers, please forgive him. On his priority list, you're low. Empty booths at empty diners, even his polling's at 0. Literally no one seems to want this. Most people hate him to the core. I think it's fair to say at this point, he has less of a chance than Al Gore. Oh, my friends, don't ask me what his dumb campaign is for. Empty booths at empty diners. Dear Lord, catch him running again in 2024.
Yeah, so here we are.
It's so beautiful. I'm so happy you brought me up here.
I think that since we've been together for 2.5 years, I think it's time that we break up.
I'm sorry. on me. Wow.
I'm one day to break up with you?
Did I do something
You
wrong?
only live once. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I wouldn't have brought you up to a nice reserve to break up with you. You did something wrong. I don't know. It's not.
Am I too aggressive? Am I too trophy? Am I too, do I just am I not fun enough? Am I not cool enough?
No, just let it happen. You weren't meant to be. I'll see you around.
Yeah. Great.
Tell your mom I said
I'm exiting the resolution. Well, I'm going, there's only one exit. I also have to go to. So stay on your side. Another thing, how did you do that? The fact that like you brought me to this place for the first time and everything I did for you was like sacrificing my job and you didn't do, and then you like having to do this. This is the one time that you said we have to love and like so much time to do nothing but like trying to make you and like dropping me to like go. I just hope it's like I don't know. I'm not even turn around. Where I'm talking to you.
This is why I'm breaking up with
Well, I'm just gonna stay up here.
We got your next comic for the evening! Give it up for Very Funny Comics. She performs all over the tri-state area! Luz Michelle!
Keep it going for your host, ladies and gentlemen. You having fun? You having a good time? It's Saturday night. It's Saturday night. Round of applause. Where are my Geminis at? Okay. That's good. When's your birthday?
Monday.
On tomorrow. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday. Tomorrow I go into my last 30. Last 30, right? 365 days to do whatever I want. Because then I enter adulthood, right? 40. Is 40 considered adulthood? What do you guys think?
No.
She's shaking now. Why do you say no? Are you in your 40s?
I'm 40.
Oh, you are 40. Okay. Do you still feel like you're in your 20s?
Yes.
All right. There we go. There we go.
40
There-
is the new 30.
40 is the new 30. That's right. 40 is the new 30. 40 is the new 30. Okay, I like that. I'm going to remember that. My husband asked me also, what would you like for your birthday? And I said, what any 39-year-old woman would want, a third child. Right? I want my triangle. Right now I have 2 bambinos, under 5 at home. I want 3. I feel like 3 is a try, right? In summary, our conversation went him saying no, me crying, and now me talking to all of you about it tonight. It makes you feel really warm inside. I gotta say, I love how both of you are wearing the same print, shoulder to ankle. I love that. Do you get it? Are you getting it? Right? I like it. I love the rompers. It's a romper, right? I have ADD. I'm a Gemini. I get very. I noticed that when I was sitting back there, you guys are wearing prints, shoulder to. Right? It's impressive. So much easier to get dressed. Right? You know how much fucking Spanx I have on underneath? I almost missed my intro because I was in the bathroom buttoning up. So anywho, back to me. So I said to him, well, if we're not going to have a third baby, then somebody has to get fixed, right? Because buying a pregnancy test every 28 days gets a little expensive. It gets a little expensive. And I said, and let's recap before anybody makes a decision. I've had 2 C-sections, hernia surgery, and hemorrhoid surgery. Bet you didn't think I was going to say that tonight when I came on stage. Yeah, it's a good opener. So I feel like I'm good, right? Like I'm good. It's his turn to go under the knife, right? It's okay, he's in the audience. You can see it. It's okay, it's time. So he said, can I have a little time to think about it? Of course, I'm not a monster. So he comes back to me and he goes, all right, hear me out. What if, God forbid, you die? I'm the youngest kid in the room. And I meet a younger woman, and she wants to have a baby. How can I not give that to her? All of a sudden, we're a fucking giver, right? So after I calmed myself down from almost obviously having an aneurysm, I said to him, oh, pumpkin, I'm not ever gonna die. I'm immortal. And if God forbid that day should ever come, I'm gonna be the most scariest motherfucking ghost you have ever had. Yes. Move over, Rosemary's Baby. Lose Michelle is here. Michelle is here. So where are my married people at? Okay, it took us a second. Took my husband a second too, but that's okay. That's okay. How about my single people? Oh yes, okay. Are you here alone tonight?
Yes.
Good for you. You're sitting right next to my husband. Good for you. It's your date for the evening. Enjoy him. He's a
Why, when he
gentleman.
was single?
Oh, good. Were you a little questionable and curious?
I was curious.
You're welcome. Saturday night, boo. You still got it. Round of applause for my husband. You still got it. Still fucking got it. I asked that question because I find that married people give single people the best advice and single people give married people the best advice, right? Because we know everything. What I've learned though, while I watch my friends, they're dating and they do the dating apps, I laugh. Because I feel like people fall under having rules, right? Don't do this on the first date, don't do that on a date, don't wear this, where are you going, what's the conversation it could be, what not to talk about. And me and my husband were dating. So really fast about the gentleman in the room. He's my matzo con pollo, AKA my Jurican. It means he'll stab you in the neck, take your money, and then put it in the bank for his family. Yeah. Right, good? Such a giver. He's a giver. He's a giver. So, I like you. You find me funny, sir. I like that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. So, back to me. So, we were dating for the first 365 days. I gave my absolute fucking best performance of my life, right? Brushed all my teeth, paid my rent on time, showed up to work every day. On day 366, I decided to have a bottle of tequila. In the midst of that night, he turned around to me and said, I think we should take some time apart. I think you need to find out who you are. I think maybe you're not that happy. You need to find out, do you truly love yourself? Maybe a little therapy before we go any further. I chased that man for 10 blocks in 7-inch heels. Let the crazy out, right? Married people, let the crazy out, right? That's the best advice you can give to single people. Let Have you seen the crazy of her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys dating? Have you seen her crazy?
Maybe tonight.
Maybe tonight. Yeah. And she has heels on. Yeah. Just squat before you go. Squat before you go. Give them a little bit of a head start. You know, a little bit of a head start. Slide in. I always like to tell my married people and my single people, when in doubt, porn. Right? Where are my porn watchers? I said it, ladies. Where are my... Okay, gentlemen, the single gentleman in the back. Good. I love porn. It's where I learn my best shit. Right, Bill? That's where I learn my best stuff. The only thing about porn, though, that scares the absolute crap out of me are those pop-up windows, right? Where they're like, Cindy is 2.1 miles away and she wants to meet you. You're like, holy fucking crap! Holy crap! Is that the woman from the PTA? That little fucking freak! Look at her! Because I'm in that world, right? I'm in the PTA world, it's great. But what I find so interesting about porn, though, is that to my young people in the audience, do we not live in a world right now where everything is on demand, right? Everyone in the audience, right? We live in a very on-demand world. Anything you want, the snap of a fucking... Every different type of strand you can imagine of marijuana, from sativa to hybrid, everything. What it does to you, what it can do for you, how it can change your life. Then over here, edibles galore. From pancake mix to fucking ginger ale to cupcakes to mints to everything. And then when you walked over to the cashier, there was free samples galore with no limit, right? No, this is LA, it's not New York. Like, we'd be like, really, no limit? It was amazing. It was like Disney World for marijuana smoking, right? I walked out with my buddy ears, my little green balloon, like, yay! Wasn't like that back in the day. Back in the day, I'd have to go to the bodega down the street, slip Muhammad a fucking $10 bill. He would have to beep the drug dealer, and then I'd have to meet him in a back alley while he rolled down the street in his dark tinted window car. Then he would throw it out the cracked window, and I'd have to run over as fast as I could and pray to God I don't get kidnapped or raped. Well, it's not until I get high, right, kids? And he'd drive away. I got word on the street that this guy had a foot fetish. So the next time I showed him, I showed him my little footsie. He threw out an extra bag. Next time I saw him, I brought a friend. We did a little footsie, threw me out 3-4 bags for free. Any smart woman, by the end of that summer, I had a full-blown rocket system of ladies, right? Tell them out there, ladies! Remember when we practiced? Right? You guys had a good time? Yeah, that's my time. I'm losing the show.
Get up for Lose Michelle!
I'm at CVS now. Yeah, I got a box of them. Pleasure pack. Pleasure for both of us, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm coming. All right, you're right there. All right, bye.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks, yourself?
You know, I could be better.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I got told I talk too much while I'm working. I got a written warning and everything. Well, it wasn't an official write-up. One of my coworkers wrote it on the back of the receipt. I mean, for a loss, there's that coupon $50 off 2% milk. I drink 1%, but I'm willing to change.
That's crazy. Can I just get a pack of Parliaments, too?
Oh, you smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't smoke. Not really. I mean, no, I don't. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't. I have. But I don't. Okay, not at all. I mean, I might just have one. Part of the conversation. Hey, Vince!
Suzanne,
You sound like you're in a mood.
it's not a mood anymore. This is the way I talk now.
Hey, you work tomorrow?
No, I'm quitting.
Yeah, you said that yesterday, too. And every day before that, come to think of it, I don't think you've ever said that you weren't going to quit, and the only thing you've ever done with that much consistency is not quit.
You talk too much.
Whoa! Mr. Moneybag's not afraid to spend $6 on cereal. Look out! You know, I bought these batteries last week. You know, they lasted a half an hour, and then I leaked battery acid all over the inside of my Walkman. You know, bottled water will give you stomach cancer?
Oh, yeah, I heard.
This one gives you tongue cancer, too. Yeah, I know this, not personally, but professionally. One of our coworkers here drank this water every day, and she got tongue cancer, followed by stomach cancer. But it was the tongue cancer that did her in. Ooh, and some condoms. That's good then. If you can't shield your rocket, keep it in your pocket.
How much is that all gonna be?
Aren't you in a rush?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in and out.
Ooh, I bet you are.
Is something wrong with it?
It doesn't appear to be scanning.
Oh, it's $17.95.
Hey, Vince! Vince, how much are condoms?
How should I know? I don't use condoms. I should know or I should use.
Both.
I'll use condoms when I start acquiring a reason to do so. Condoms are $17.95.
Somebody's writing a too much information express, am I right? All right, well that's gonna be...
Sorry, hold on one second. Hello? Yeah, I'm getting them right now. Yeah, no, I'm heading over. Wait, no, don't leave. No, I have them right here. No, wait, don't, no!
You still want the condoms?
Condoms? I don't want the condoms! I don't want any of this stuff! I was only here to get these! I haven't had sex in 13 months, and now I'm going into my car alone, to walk into my house alone, to sleep into my bed alone!
What's he yelling about?
I don't know. The guy comes in, he loads all his problems on me. Say I talk too much.
We're gonna do it one more time for y'all. Give it up for your musical guest, the one and only Bert Piper.
Alright, we'll save the best one for last, I think. If you weren't aware, a couple months ago, Amazon was holding this big nationwide. You were great in this, yeah.
Thank you.
Amazon was holding a competition where they should build their next HQ. Famously or infamously at this point, New York City won, specifically Long Island City, Queens. And then we kicked them out. So for my final song, this is my homage to Amazon. Maybe not. I got nothing.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Do it a cappella.
There we go. The light gleams off of the pavement tonight, not an HQ to be seen. A hub of gentrification, Long Island City, Queens. Cuomo's pissed off like a baby, he cries. He couldn't keep Jeff in, heaven knows he tried. Don't let them in, say OC, they're already a huge monopoly. Protest, resist, don't let them build. Well, now it's killed. We made them go, made them go. They can't exploit New York anymore. Made them go, made them go. Kick them out and slam the door. He didn't need the tax breaks anyway. Let Twitter rage on. Jeff Bezos is a rich prick anyway. It's funny how these billionaires are so fast to walk away. The moment that they realize they can't have it their own way. It's time to see who next moves in. Maybe HQ for Kentucky Fried Chicken. No taxpayer-funded subsidies. Because now they've seen we made them go, made them go. Can't exploit New York anymore. Made them go, made them go. Kick them out and slam the door. He didn't need the tax breaks anyway. Let Twitter rage on. The competition was at first a funny joke, till people realized that rents would spike and we're all broke. Listen, Jeff Bezos, it just wasn't the right time. We don't really hate you, and we'll definitely keep Amazon Prime. Made them go, can't explore New York anymore. Made them go, kick them out and slam the door. He didn't need $2.5 trillion over 15 years in tax breaks. Anyway, let Twitter rage on. Jeff Bezos is a rich prick anyway. Thank you.
Keep it going for your musical guests! We've got another wonderful stand-up for you tonight. You've already seen him as the guy who doesn't wear condoms. Give it up for a Rockland County favorite, Steve Boone! Yeah!
You know, I'm reaching a point in my life where the candles on my birthday cake are a legitimate fire hazard. So this year, the math teachers at my school where I work, they decided to come up with a different plan. They decided that they would put a candle on my cake to represent each decade I've been alive. Instead of every year. So this year, the number of candles on my cake were 5 4/5. You know, being a teacher this time of the year, right at the end of the school year, that's when some students may say some interesting things to you. And only recently, one of the students, a sophomore, came into my classroom, student who doesn't like me anyway, stormed into my classroom and said, "Boone, if I had only known what I would have to put up with, I'd tear off your head and drink the blood." And I said, "Daisy?" Would have torn. Would have torn and drunk the blood. So I went to a Walmart recently and a peaceful situation broke out. So, just curious, anybody here like to watch television? I don't know if you're into retro television. I know some people are, young people that I work with and teach. This year marks the, I want to get it right, 54th anniversary of maybe the greatest television show of all time. I'm talking about Green Acres.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know Green Acres, it's a story of the Douglases, Oliver and Lisa, and they're a New York City couple who live in Midtown Manhattan, but one day Oliver gets the idea that he would like to move to fictitious Hooterville and begin operating a farm called Green Acres. And it was on for a number of years, but probably one of the most memorable things about this show is the opening theme song, whose lyrics depicted the conversation that Oliver and Lisa must have had before they made the move. So right now, in order to pay homage to this television classic, I would now like to do a dramatic rendition of the Green Acres opening theme song. Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside. New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. The chores, the stores, fresh air, Times Square. You are my wife. Goodbye, city life. Green Acres, we are there. Thank you. So, all right, that's one New York City couple. What if there was another New York City couple that all of a sudden had to make a move? Like, let's say Donald and Melania Trump. Let's say all of a sudden, for reasons beyond comprehension, they had to leave New York City and make a move. But instead of moving to Washington, D.C., how about if they moved to Green Acres? In a way, wouldn't that be a good thing?
Yeah.
And with a town named Hooterville, Donald would love it. So right now what I would like to do is an imitation of Donald and Melania Trump, imitating Oliver and Lisa Douglas, while reciting the lyrics to the Green Acres. And if you don't mind, I would like to do this in Latin. Vidis agnes es locus esse. Quod pares es vita mia. Tele longe latige pratige. Of attended Manhattan. Ego. In patria malum. Noia branchia sweetimia, ororota sum allergic infidum, adoro praticare san. Carissime, te amo. Cantandate mihi, Park Avenue. Ego, quasi opus foris. Place iria chalutar. Firo spirans noa caeli. Place Times Square. To mihi urixorum. Vale urbanae vitae. Vididis aglis ubi vivimus. Grazie TV, thank you, I'm Steve Book.
Give it up to Steve Boone for the educational portion of the night. Coming up to the stage for you. She's very funny. She also helps produce and write this show. Give it up for Reena, Ezra.
I planned that. Today I also do improv. Let's just do this together. Let's just stick with me.
You got it, Reena.
Thanks. Yeah, this is the stalling portion. Literally, that's what I was decided to do. Oh. Do you want me to help? No, it's okay. It doesn't work if I don't do it together. If I myself, like God. I have to accomplish it on my own. Let's get intimate, right? Let's just stay here together. It's been an interesting night. Gosh. Let's start with some stories, right? This is a story for you. You know how everybody has a tradition during Christmas? Everybody has something everybody has a Christmas tradition. Something happened in my family where we didn't really participate in it like intentionally. We started doing a tradition that we were not aware of, that we were doing every year for the past few years. And what that is we started getting Christmas cards from a random family. And by random, I mean we don't know them. We have no idea who they are. And they're the Pfaff family. I probably should have made up a name, but that's their name. I remember it. Let's call them that because it's real. They're the Pfaff, right? The Pfaff family. And we started getting cards. And I'm like, do they know? And it was our address. And I'm like, do they know that we're not their cousins or their relatives or their family? Do they know we have no idea who they are? And my mom's like, should we tell them? Should we, send them a letter back, find them out? And I was like, no. We're gonna be the hidden mystery in the background, because I'll be honest with you, I got attached, right? They started giving us the photographs of their kids. This was their Christmas card, right? And you're looking at it, you're like, gosh darn it, Billy really grew into his face. Victoria's so tall. She's just grown so much. So this was our idea. My sister came up with this. She's like, why don't we take all their photos and put them in a photo album and ship it back to them? We haven't done that yet, but we're working on it. It's a good story. Yeah, my family's weird. It's strange. I mean, I am a result, so that says enough. My mom looks at me. This is a great piece of mom and daughter time. She looks at me and she's like, Reena, you're interesting looking. Thanks. She's like, you're not naturally pretty, but you're not ugly. You're like Tilda Swinton. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what Tilda Swinton is. Do you know? That's right, nobody does. That's right. My dad's one better. He's an immigrant, right? We were first generation, my siblings and I. He was born in Iran. And he came to this country when he was around 17. So, you go to a resort and you have always that family member who takes lotion or shampoo or conditioner, those little bottles, right? We come back from the resort, he takes out an entire set of dishes. I'm like, Pop, we at home. What do? You don't need these. Like, they're clean, they're good, they're cheap, it's free. I took them, I packed them. I'm like, oh, my luggage is so heavy. I'm like, Pop, it's not 1979 anymore. The Iranian Revolution is over. It's done. You don't need to steal. What are we teaching our kids? Let's switch over to the news, shall we? So, you like news? Yes, yes. Have you heard about this one? In the paper, I don't even read the papers on TV. I said that. On TV, the news was a woman was driving a special needs bus, right, OD'd while driving and crashed the bus into a tree. Now don't worry, nobody died, okay? Everybody was okay, it was fine. The kids were okay, she didn't even die, right? And when you're driving, you always see interesting stuff, right? You always see multitaskers. When I was driving to school once, I see a woman eating her lunch with chopsticks. I see a Hasidic Jew on the parkway reading the Torah, a pocket-sized Torah, while he was driving. You know, religion doesn't stop for anybody. He looked like that kid who was late to class and who was doing his homework on the way to class. That's what he looked like. So I see all these multitaskers while I'm driving, right? And I'm thinking, gosh, this woman OD'd on heroin while driving the bus. And I'm like, I don't condone it. Of course, I don't condone doing heroin. If you're driving, you're driving. Pay attention to the road. But if there was an award for supreme multitasking, Jesus Christ. She did just enough not to OD. And nobody died. You're like, okay, Miss Frizzle, here we go. That's all right. All right. All our supplies are right there. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm not even prepared for this. This is so dumb. Okay, let's go. This is a weird back and forth. Let's go back to my mom, right? Here's the thing. I'm 24. There are men that hit on my mom. She's not my age, obviously she's older. She's a nice, beautiful young lady, but she is older, okay, not my age. There are men who are around my age who hit on her in front of me. Okay, does that make you uncomfortable? It makes me uncomfortable. Okay, so it's happening, right? And I see it. I call this guy, or this is his great pickup line. It's one dude who always did it at the office. Let's call him Matt, because that's his real name. So we're in ShopRite. I'll stand up for this. We're in ShopRite. We're in the dairy aisle. This is his pickup line. Oh gosh, your name's Deb. Oh gosh, Deb. Did you know there was plain yogurt here? Yeah, we're in ShopRite, Matt. We're in the dairy. So I started calling him plain yogurt. And my mom's like, and he was just making you uncomfortable, but my mom's like, don't be so mean. What's happening? I was like, Mom, it's because you have a welcoming face. Okay, people approach you. I said, if you had the face that said, I know ISIS, with the eyebrows that say, I know ISIS, nobody would come near you, okay? If you had my face, people would leave you alone, okay? Thank you guys so much.
Give it up for Reena, Ezra, everybody! We only have one more comic for you guys for the evening. And these comics have worked really hard, and we're all struggling to get by. So we're gonna do a little auction before we bring up the headliner. Cool, okay, so I went around my house, I got a jewel charger. Who wants a jewel charger? Anybody want a jewel charger for your e-cig? $2, $2, $3. You're not old enough, sir. $4. Nobody wants it. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. I got these suspenders that I wore for prom. They don't fit me anymore. $1. Starting with $1. Come on, who wants a nice pair of suspenders that fit children? For $1 or $2. We'll put it on your card.
No. You misspent the jewel charger, man.
I can't do that. I can't go that far. And then we got one last thing on the auction table for you tonight. I have game-worn hair from me right here from the show tonight. I just cut it out there. Somebody can go home with my game-worn hair right now from the show. $57. $275. $3,475.86.
$2.
Sold! Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming out. If you want to follow us on social media, it's right there. Here's your headliner for the evening. He's hilarious. He came all the way from New York. He performs in clubs all over the place. Give it up for Phil Riston!
Hello everybody, how you guys doing tonight? Good? My name is Phil Riston, and I traveled 2 hours to be needy in front of all of you. Can't wait, this is gonna be fun. I like this place because like on the inside it's a youth center, but in the hallway it looks like a massage parlor. There's way too many candles and crystals out there. I'm like, someone is getting jerked off tonight. I don't know who, but it is going to happen, you know? I think that's the sign of a good comedy show, right? You know? Somebody gets taken care of, you know? That's what we're all doing. Oh, God. I'm happy to be here. This seems like a great place. You guys seem like great people. You know, I'm just happy to be here because I kind of needed a bit of a, you know, step up, something to make me feel good. I just got fired from my job recently. It was pretty rough. Yeah, it was not good. Yeah, so no pressure on the crowd, but I need this right now. Please laugh at these jokes. I need this so bad. It's true, I got fired from my job, but I can't be mad at my boss. I got fired, can't be mad at him, because my boss fired me because he got pissed that I came in an hour late to work. Yeah, that sounds bad. What's even worse is I work from home. So that's not like tardiness, that's just disrespect. Like I can't blame that man for like finally having a backbone and be like, get the fuck out of here. You know, it was my fault, it was my fault. You know, it's weird getting fired when you're like completely in the wrong. You know, like have you ever been getting fired before and while someone's firing you, you start agreeing with them? It's a very interesting time, I will tell you. You know, I was just there and I was like, wow, how do you say it like that? I should have been gone months ago. Honestly, this is a complete lack of judgment on your part. And, you know what, dude, fuck it. Can I talk to your manager? I mean, I feel like we're just gonna go in a different direction in this company. Yeah, it was rough though. It's cool though. I already got a new job. I'm a mover, which is very nice. I used to have that job before, got it back. It's one of my favorite jobs because I work out a lot, so you know, it's a lot of physical fitness. A lot of heavy stuff, like just yesterday, I had to lift a dresser, a wardrobe, and the weight of knowing quitting college was a mistake. That was definitely the heaviest burden of all, I would say, man. Yeah, it was a rough one. It's cool, I've had a million fucking jobs. I used to be a dog walker, which in a suburban town like this is an imaginary job. But in New York, they turn chores into occupations. It's very awful. It's a terrible job. All you do is sit around and treat a rich person's animal like a human being. Not even that, like a famous human being. Like you treat someone's dog like it's Prince. Like not like Prince if he was alive, like Prince if he was alive now. You know? Surprised and you love his music. That's how you treat him. You know? It's fucking insane. I used to work for like insanely rich people, not just like rich, like insanely rich. Like it's not rich people who use seasons as a verb, you know? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Where they're like, well, I summer in Mexico, I fall in New Hampshire, and I spring into action when our black people are having fun. Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, just awful human beings, man. Not fun. It is not fun. And then you have to pick up their dog shit, and you're like, how is this dog's stool healthier than mine? It's a sad day. It's a sad day, you know. Yeah, it's cool. I've had this new job as a mover for about like a month and a half, and I already got promoted. I'm a manager now, so that's good. Very happy for that. Okay, all right, whatever. Thank you. Oh no, you should know. What? I'm just pretending all of you are my mother. I'm like, yes, I need this. Yeah, I got promoted. It's not a big deal though. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal because half the people I work with are ex-cons. So, so it's not really stiff competition. Like the only competition for manager is just me and a jug of toilet wine. At this point, you know? And I am proud to admit that I beat toilet wine by 2 votes, baby. So, yeah. Say what you want about toilet wine, but he is a man of the people. I will give him that. He's a good guy, salt of the earth guy. No, it's a fun job, it's a good job. But like I said, most of these people are ex-cons, and I will tell you, being a manager, it is scary having to discipline a murderer. It is not fun, because I know what these guys are in for. And yeah, let's just say they are not comedians. They are the opposite of that. Not good, yeah, it's hard disciplining a murderer. Like when I've had this job for about 2 months. When I first started doing this job, I was super like timid, you know what I mean, scared of everything. Now I just walk in there like a fucking teacher from the Bronx, you know? I just kick in the door, I'm like, who took Jose's ear? I said, who took Jose's ear? Alright? You know what, guys? I'm not mad, alright? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just close my eyes, count to 3. Does somebody put it here? I'm like, 1, 2. They give me back 2 ears. I'm like, whose ear is this? I said, whose ear is this? Great guys, you know. That's what they don't tell you about ex-cons. They're generous, you know. They give you back 2 ears when you ask for 1. Take that to the bank, okay? Don't. They'll probably rob it. Oh God, yeah, dude. I've had a million jobs. I've gotten to the point now where like I'm okay, like being bad at jobs. Like I know I'm bad at jobs. I don't like being good at jobs. I don't. I'll just say it. I hate it. They like people count on you too much. It's too much pressure. People count on you. You know, I don't like it. Like fucking like a year ago, I had to quit a job because my boss called me her go-to guy. Jesus Christ. Is there anything worse at a job you hate when they tell you they need you? You know? Oh, that's a stinking feeling. It's not fun, you know? But I love this lady. She was like the best boss I'd ever had. She was amazing. I didn't want to disappoint her, you know? So like, on the outside, I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much, thank you. But on the inside, I'm like, bitch, do you know that you were talking to the same guy that once got so insanely high he left his nephew at home and went to go see Frozen by himself. Okay? I'm not the go-to guy. I'm not. That's not good. That's not good. I still can't see my nephew. He is 16. So that says something. You know? God damn it, man. Life's been good though. You know. It's getting a little weird nowadays, you know, because I'm getting older, which isn't very fun. You know, I like seltzer now. That's not a good sign. Jesus. That's when you start knocking on devil's door, man. When you pick up a Schweppes, gee, okay. Feel that guy's pulse, you know? Fucking Christ. God. If you like seltzer, you know you had a shitty life because all you want is water that burns. You know? Just tasteless pain. Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? It's ridiculous. You know? Fucking Christ, man. You know, getting older is not bad. It's just weird getting older as a black person because nobody can tell what age you actually are. It's very trippy. It's very strange. You know? Like the other day, I called somebody Youngblood. I'm gonna die tomorrow. Okay? I'm already gone, you know? God. It is weird though, the one thing about getting older that's nice is I get to now make like old man sounds, which is fun. You know, no one ever told me about that, you know? No one ever fucking told me about that. Like I was on the train, getting over here actually when I got off work. And when I walked on the train, I just went, and no one said anything. No one batted an eye, no one cared, you know? 10 years ago, if I made that sound, people would be like, oh my God, he's coming, you know? Now I make that sound, they're like, oh, he's just sitting down. Okay, take a load up. You know? Oh, man. I'm glad to be back in like a town. Does that make sense? It's nice. It's nice, it's cool. You know, I live in Bushwick right now, and it's just like too much, you know? Everything's like hyper gentrified. You know, I swear to God, today I saw a pit bull running a vegan grocery. I was like, where am I? What am I doing here? You know? It's all fucking ridiculous. It's all gentrification. I don't mind gentrification. I do get upset though when people only blame white people for gentrification, because I feel like that's unfair, you know? Just like, I've taken improv classes, okay? I'm part of the problem. I'm not better than any of you, you know? We all have some dad we're trying to piss off. I never met mine, but it's the same thing, you know? God damn it. You know, I didn't grow up rich, but I did grow up lower middle class. If you don't know what that means, it just means you don't have any family in prison, but you do get kicked out of Denny's a lot. All the time, you know? It's rough. You know, my mom is not a big fan of that joke either. She hates when I talk about her on stage because he thinks I had like a bad childhood. I had a great childhood, you know? I had Dunkaroos, you know? That's like a solid childhood snack, right? Listen to that, a cookie got an applause break. Bigger than any joke I had tonight. That's how fucking good those things are. That's a good life. You know? That's my litmus test for whether or not you had a good childhood, if you had name brand snacks. Right? If there's a name in the box, stop crying, you're fine. You're good. You know? God, I had a great fucking life. I was raised on Chips Ahoy. You talk to niggas in the hood, they just had cookie. Maybe it has chips, maybe it doesn't. Stop asking so many questions. You know? God, that's an awful one, man. Oh, man. I'll end on this because I think Jordan looked me about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get more adventurous recently, and you know, I'll tell you this. I went to an orgy recently, which is pretty crazy. Thank you. That one cool guy in the corner. Fuck yeah. Jose, is that you? Going by name. No, I did. It was a black orgy, and if you're wondering, black orgy, same as a white orgy, except everybody's way more moisturized. Very nice, very beautiful. You know, just black love slipping and sliding all over the place. Fucking amazing. Okay, people. It's great, but my top, I'd say amazing orgy, top 10. But my favorite thing about the orgy would have to be that somebody brought hot wings to the orgy, which I feel like is the blackest thing you could possibly think of to an orgy. Hot wings, spicy. No. God, that's a terrible idea. But what's even more terrible is that I had some of those hot wings. And what's even more terrible than that is that I'm the one who brought those hot wings. All right, thank you guys.